On my grind, New York City time. Another brother better, you will never find. I've been in my bag like groceries. Competition shouldn't take shots, take notes, please. Reporting live from the winning side. Ready to try, keep a different vibe. Is you down the ride, never tired. You will never know, you ain't never tried. Work it out, hit the gym, hit the field, hit the win. Hey yo, I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my head is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way when my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah. Beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
What I do? Lace up my shoes, chase W's. Great color.
Okay, Coach, on a wonderful fall afternoon in the state of Texas, the roof is open, and we've got football from NRG Stadium in Houston. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Indianapolis Colts and the Houston Texans. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go, D. One.
Naeem Hines, his first carry, and not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Check.
Now a give, right side. It's Hines. He'll have a first down past the 40. And finally taken down at the 34. Well, they will finally get him to the ground at the Texans' 34. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. The tackle that time by Zach Cunningham.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Check 1, 3.
They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down. He'll pitch it back. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down. Now Jake Elliott for the field goal try. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will remain a scoreless game. Well, that opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
On 1st and 10, Watson. He finds Hopkins complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. It's a gain of 35.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creep. Safety's creeping.
Safety forward. Got him, go. Jim.
Shim.
Got him, go.
First carry for Nick Chubb. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got. Check 37.
29.
A shotgun snap for Watson. He'll try and run it. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts 14.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
This is it. 19.
Watch the blood.
Hey, alert.
22, Jet, cover. 22, Jet, cover. 6 guys. Check 6 guys. He's coming. We got double up.
25.
Check 9.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Tyquan Lewis makes the stop. Really good stop there by the end in this 4-3 defense.
Yeah, not just pass rushers anymore, are they? Those guys can use their hands, control the point of attack, shed those blockers, and go get those ball carriers.
Kill.
24.
Kill. Switch it. Come on, switch it. 25. Check 25. Tighten up.
25.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Set. 19.
58, the money. Here we go. Check 31. 36.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the 1st. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
A gain of only a yard. It's 4th down.
So on 4th down, Texan kicker Kaimi Fairbairn comes on. We're scoreless after 1.
With no score. Kaimi Fairbairn on for the field goal. A 23-yard attempt.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. And it's now 3-0 Texans. So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal. So maybe now the mentality changes in this game because anytime you get to the red zone and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And the last time that they were on the field, a little demoralizing. Missed field goal. You always feel like you want to get it in the end zone, but then, oh, well, at least we're going to get 3. Didn't go through the goalpost, so. It does test the mental processes of a team, though, doesn't it? Because when you miss a field goal, it's amazing how fast they want to turn on the guy kicking the ball. But you need to keep his confidence up because how many times have we seen games where it comes down to the stretch? And guess what? You need that guy to make the big kick for your team to move on or to win a game. Make sure you keep him happy. Make sure you keep him comfortable. I'm sure you always treated the kicker nicely, though, right? You know, truthfully, I did. Good. I always did because those guys, they won us a whole lot of games. To throw is Mariota. He'll get this into the hands of Deion Kane. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game. I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he? I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Now it's Hines. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves them with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now. Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Play action now. Mariota. Escaping the pressure right. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
Let's make these babies crawl all the way back home. Watch out. Let them go.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. In on the tackle, Kamoko Toure. One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's Watson. It's complete to Hopkins. 15 yards. The Texans pick up the first down.
A gain of 15 yards. And the Texans first down. First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Reset. 19.
I don't even know why this team showed up.
Say. 59.
Now a first down throw. Watson. Open man is QT, complete. A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
Reset. 19.
Under 10.
29.
10. Bang.
Hey, 31.
Right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there.
9 go.
Following the penalty, Chubb. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Check safety.
54. 54.
Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
Switch. Check. Watch it.
9 go. Kill.
On third down, it's Nick Chubb. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a first and goal.
Two times. Hey, 4 down.
24 down, he's coming.
Check.
9 go.
A toss play to Chubb. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Nick Chubb, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Texans push further out in front. Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. I was just about to say he had missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good.
Kaimi Fairbairn to kick off for Houston.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They run with Hines. And a 6-yard gain gets them right around the 43.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. Throwing is Mariota. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 31-yard line. Mariota to throw. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Line of scrimmage, the 31, as they line up 2nd and 10.
Check motion, 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 motion. One.
Now Mariota. Campbell making the catch. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. And a nice gain at 21 yards. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And the kick by Elliott is good. And they are on the board. It's now 9-3. So yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller, very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens here in his last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with a nice bounce in their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals, because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. That's going to set them back 5 yards. Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15.
Let's go, D, let's go. Hey, let's get there. Watch the ship, watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship, watch the ship. Check to it. Wide, get one. That's it. 53 is the mic. 53 is the mic. Stay with your man.
Let's go.
53's the mark.
They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he's going to lose yardage. Not that it matters as the final seconds tick away. So we are at halftime here on Halloween. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the third quarter. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Just like that. Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog.
First 6.
To throw is Watson. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 29, and he'll return it to the 24-yard line. How about the big boys snagging one? You don't see that every week.
No, you don't, but a lot of them are just reliving their old dreams, going back to when they were in youth football and in high school. They didn't always play defensive line. Some of them actually handled the football, and you can see the flashback when he grabbed that one.
Where are they, team?
He can't hit.
Following the interception here, Mariota. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass.
Hey, turn it up. Check 3, check. One. Hey, watch it. Shit.
A 2nd down throw here for Mariota. Eluding the pressure right. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 13. Oh, now he bowls him over. And he returns it here to his own 18-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Hey, 59!
Mike 50.
Here's Nick Chubb as they try to fire up this run game. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 16-yard line.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Switch. 59.
Check.
Hey, 31!
Crunch.
Out of the gun, Watson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
53, Mike.
55.
Slam.
54.
Check 49, check 49.
Alert.
From the gun, here's Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That'll put him at 77 yards receiving for the ball game. It's a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Reset. Ricky.
53 is the mark. Watch the screen. Check 26.
Down and go. 59.
53 is the mark. 53.
Down and go.
They give the Chubb out of the gun. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6.
Mike, 53.
I'm on.
53. 53 is Mike.
Let's go, D. Let's go. Line up.
Here's Watson. Going deep downfield for... He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
And they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal.
Watch the eye. Check.
Here's Hines. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's second and 9.
Well, we saw them there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On second down, here's a run with Mack. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
On third down, Mariota. Got an open man, that's Campbell. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 35. So a first and 10 now in Houston territory at the 35-yard line.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
Now a give, right side. Hines. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Hey, check 24. Check 24. Kill. One.
Ringo.
1.
48. Hey, we're going to mark the 48 right now. Let's go. I don't think you're on me.
Mariota now. This one complete to Devin Funchess. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 19.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
First down. It's Hines, and he'll take this down for about 4 yards, down to the 15.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3. The Colts on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. This is Hines. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Nyheim Hines with touchdown number 8 on the year, as his guys are an extra point away now from taking the lead here in the 4th. On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. And they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter.
Next to score, Colts 10, Texans 9. Jake Elliott set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Going deep downfield for Ross. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, 2nd down.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Throwing again is Watson. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards.
What a catch and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
Well, those gloves, they do have a little grip to them,
They
don't
get that
they?
little extra tackiness to them now, and I know the guys in the NFL, the competition committee, some other places, they're talking about examining those gloves to see if they're having too much of an effect on the game.
Watson now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Watson. Open man is Ross, complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. Jim. Let him go.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
I know you feel it.
It was Mike Hilton up to make the tackle. You don't see that a ton, do you? With the cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball is moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
58 for Mike. 58 for Mike.
Hey, 31.
Shift.
Hey, 59.
Check 37. 6 guy. Check 6 guy. He's coming.
Alert.
We got double up.
Now let's go.
Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Got a man open. It's Ross. And he stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. And this one is right down Broadway. And they take the lead here by 2, 12-10. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
At the 23-yard line.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll run it now out of the gun. And some room to run now. Accelerating, and off he goes. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Nyheim Hines, 77 yards. And the Colts are going to jump back in front.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but not. You got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
This one fielded at the 5. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 20-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they've got to make sure.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Malik Hooker, and he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this first down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They run again with Hines. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Complete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. Here's Austin. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Texans are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Yeah, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution.
Here we go. Cut his left. Cut his left. Hey, pick it up. Peek in. Peek in. Peek in. Check nickel. Let's go. Right. Save.
24. Hey, 31.
Under 10.
Hey, 59. Let's go.
They run it again with Chubb. Oh, Chubb fumbled it, and the offense will get this one back. Boy, that could have been catastrophic at this late stage of the game, but they avoid disaster.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free. but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on third down. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one, because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
And down by 5, they've got to go for it here on fourth down.
58, boy, 58, 58, Mike. Watch it, 124. Watch the screen, 124.
Here we go on fourth. Watson. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and it would appear the Colts are going to win the football game.
Check 41. Bound to lose one.
The Colts in victory formation now as they take the knee. On second down, it's Hines. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. So this one winds up an Indianapolis victory, and it took a big fourth quarter to do it, but they